Hey everybody, welcome back to another Deck Profile Friday. So instead of the usual deck profiles, going over current and past formats of what was being played and how good the deck was doing, I wanted to go over the pre-release format, which is more specifically with the ones that have been happening, the past weekend and this weekend still, Lost Origin. And I just wanted to go over the deck profile and then just give some thoughts on, um, what I like about the format, what I don't like about the format, etc., as well as show off just my pulls with the past um, weekend, and then obviously this weekend, I played in 3 pre-releases so far, and I ended up getting an additional 2 build and battle kits with 3 extra packs each. So I opened about 35 packs, so just one less than a box, and we'll go over my hits at the end of the video, but yeah, so the pre-release deck that I got the Gengar deck, and with the 4 packs inside, plus the pre-made deck, right? This is what I ended up playing. So we have 2 Hisuian Harkonine, right? 4 Hisuian Growlithe, 2 Dustox, 3 Cascoon, 4 Wurmple, and then lastly my Lost Zone package and double Gengar and double Comfey. So this here, this is what I ended up being played. The Comfey there, right? The Comfey is not too bad. If this isn't your active spot there, you may look at the top 2 cards, put one of them into your hand, put the other in the Lost Zone. Pretty cool. You're able to go through your deck a lot quicker in this format. The attack you really don't use, even though there was Psychic Energy in here, right? And everything else is average 70 HP, retreat cost of 1 weakness to metal, which is really good because there isn't a metal type in the pre-release format, right? If there's someone's lucky to pull a Radiant Steelix, right? Or the Berserker, then maybe, but metal is actually really good. And then we got the Gengar here, so this is the promo. And then the this one here is actually a non-holo, so it's a build and battle exclusive. Right, and 120 HP, 2 retreat, resistance to fighting, weakness to dark, which is pretty much average except the retreat cost. I'm a little bit surprised considering Gengar is an extremely fast Pokemon, right? It should typically have a 1 or 0 retreat cost, so that's a little bit surprising. But its ability there, which is cool, Netherworld Gate. Once during your turn, right, you may, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench. If you do, put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon. Right, and every time it also heads to the discard pile, this resets because it becomes a new Pokemon. So you're able to do that actually more than one time, right? And then Screaming Circle there, right? Put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if they have 5, you put 10 damage counters on, which is really cool. So we got the Wurmple here. You don't really do much with this, right? This is probably like the worst attacker next to Comfey in the deck, right? I guess you may Sting. You're definitely not going to use that second attack there because you want to get to Dustox as soon as possible, right? Fire is also another really good weakness to have. And type. Grass is a really good type to have, right? And then we have the Cascoon here. So Harden is actually really good for pre-release, right? And everything else is pretty much average. The retreat cost kind of sucks, but you just typically don't retreat with it. You typically would prioritize something that if you needed to retreat, other than that, or you would just evolve it into Dustox, right? And then just retreat the Dustox. And then rolling tackle as well, which is cool. See, the Dustox here is actually really good. 140 HP, retreat cost of 1. Resistance, which I'm a little bit surprised on, because it's kind of a flying type and like a bug type too. I would have put it to fighting, but that probably would have made it overpowered because, when you're going up against, like, let's say the Arcanine line or Gliscor, right? Not only do you have resistance to it, but you hit them for weakness too. That just seems too much in your favor. Nadir Powder there is really good. 8 damage counters in between turns for Pokemon checkup. And it's confused and poison, so really good. Cutting Wind, 110 for grass, 2 colors. Really, really good. A lot of the cards in here are just super flexible with their energy requirements, so that's why you can play more than 2 different types of energies. And then you got the Growlithe. A lot of people are forgetting the burn. Like, what does burn do, right? I come from the old school days where if you get burned, you stay burned until you retreat it, right? There isn't a coin flip to see whether or not you're not burned, like the new days. So now you take the damage and then you flip a coin. If heads, you're not burned. If tails, you're still burned, right? And you do that until you either retreat or you flip a heads or it gets knocked out, right? Everything else is average to the card. 2 retreats, a little bit hefty, but I get it. And then the Hisuian Arcanine, so one of the best cards in the pre-release format. And actually, I could see it being played as well as in a lot of single prize decks in Standard. Right? Everything is pretty average. HP, retreat, resistance, and weakness. The best thing about it is its first attack very vulnerable. If you have no cards in your hand, this attack does 150 more damage. So 160, and it's no energy. Right? And with stuff that's being played these days like Ultra Ball and Quick Ball, etc., right? That's really easily achievable. So, and then Sharp Fang too is nice if you got like a huge hand and you're having trouble dropping cards, right? There you go. So on to the trainers, supporters, and stadiums, right? We got a Arzu, a Cynthia's Ambition, a Grant, right? An Iscan, a Kamado, right? A Professor's Research, a Zizu, a Lost City, a Mirage Gate, and an Ultra Ball. Just 10, right? These are practically what came with it. Ultra Ball there is really good, right? Because it drops cards in your hand, which is good to combo with the Arcanine. And then the other thing too is you're able to search out the Pokemon that you need, right? Mirage Gate there is really good if you have 7 or more cards in the Lost Zone, right? Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, right? So this is speaking for you, right? A lot of people are misinterpreting it, right? Lost on these cards, it says if you have, not your opponent, right? So it means you need to physically put 7 or more cards in your Lost Zone to activate this effect, right? I think before, I think it was kind of a blend, right? If you and your opponent, right? But this is totally different. So, okay, so really cool. Lost City, another really good stadium here. If any Pokemon is knocked out, put that Pokemon in the Lost Zone instead of the discard pile, and then the cards attach it, so energies, tools, etc. get discarded. Zizu is another draw card here. Alright, draw cards until you have one more than your opponent. It's cool. Professor's Research, like I said, it's the best draw card in the game, my opinion. Right? The thing that you got to be weary about when playing pre-release format is drawing your deck. Right? I actually lost one of my 3 games due to this, because in order to advance the game state, I needed to get cards. But then I wasn't able to take enough knockouts in time. I was only able to take 3 of the 4 because it's a 4 prize game. And then he just retreated as well. So I couldn't get that knockout. Kamado here. Kamado is a decent draw card, right? It's better to play it if you don't have a whole lot of cards in your hand, right? Because then you can hold on to the card that you need and then just draw 4, like a straight draw 4, which is really good. Iscan there. So this is great with the Hisuian Pokemon in here, like the Arcanine, right? Draw 2 cards if they have, if it's active. If your active has Hisuian in its name, draw 2 more. So a nice draw 4 if you have the Arcanine active. Grant is really good. Grant combos in with a lot of things. It combos in with the Arcanine. It combos with the Gliscor, right? And because they're fighting, right? And the other thing too is this is able to drop cards, right, in your hand. So you're able to get that evil admonition or whatever on the Arcanine off, doing that 160 turn after turn after turn, right? So if you can get that combo rolling, then you're good to go. Cynthia's Ambition here. Draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. If any were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw till you have 8. So really good. Arzu, one of my favorite supporters, right? Search your deck for up to 3 evolution Pokemon that don't have a rule box. Reveal them, put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck. I think this is going to be a staple for all pre-release formats going forward, right? This is going to be absolutely awesome. And that is the trainers, supporters, and stadiums. So now we'll go to the energy, right? So the energy, right? I find playing between 9 and 11 is the perfect number. So with here, we play for fighting, right? 4 grass, 2 psychic, and a gift energy, right? So really good. It balances all the types. Gift energy, when it's knocked out, you draw cards until you have 7 in your hand. So it's really good. Really, really good. And that is the pre-release format. So I'll just quickly show the deck here again once more. All right, so there we go. There's that. And then we got the Pokemon here. The Pokemon are pretty cool. And then the trainers, supporters, and the stadiums. All right, once again, these are pretty cool too, so. Okay, so that is the deck. Nice 40 card deck there. Okay, so the thing with pre-release format that I don't like, and the things that I do like, right? I do like the cards that you get in it, right? You get a lot of cards. You get a lot of evolution cards, right? It makes deck building extremely easy to build, right? It gives you good solid evolution lines, right? You get great trainer cards like Professor's Research, Arzu, and Ultra Ball there. And then the energy, the energy is really good. It totally matches your types, and um, you don't have to really think on what to what to put in your deck, right? Because it's already done for you. They used to have it was the 23 card pack, and then you'd have to just pick your energies. But I absolutely love how um, I love how that comes with it now, and now you can just play it literally right out of the box without even opening the packs and do well, right? It pretty much makes um, like a newer player, right? Someone who's just getting into the game, able to play at a competitive level at pre-releases, right? Because everybody has the same, so it's more about skill. It's more about what you draw, right? I'd say probably more about what you draw than the skill part, but it's still there's a little bit of skill in pre-releases, right? It's just overall you're well balanced, right? And that I think is kind of the like a little bit of the problem, right? Is with the pre-releases is that it takes away an aspect of the game which I really think is important, which is deck building, right? You come with this deck, right? This deck's pre-made for you, albeit you add a little bit here and there from the packs that you get, but for the most part the deck is pre-made for you and is really good, right? And what I would probably do if it was me, right, I would emphasize this a little bit more on deck building, right? And I would just take away the build, like the apartment. I wouldn't say take away the build and battle kit, but I would take away like the 23 card evolution pack or deck to begin with, right? And I would maybe add in 2 more packs. I'd probably play it like how you would do in the old days with the what's it called, with the 6 booster packs, right? And you just draft from those, right? I think that there's what's really missing in the game is deck building, like how to deck build. Everybody now has so much. There's so much information out there, and you can, everybody has access to it like immediately. You can literally Google or look up on YouTube what's the best Pokemon deck, right? And Andre Scooble's World's Flying Pikachu Arceus deck will come up, or a Palkia deck will come up, right? Like it's so easy. But back then, when I was playing competitively, I play now competitively, but more so back then, you couldn't do that, right? Lists were kept secret, right? Because that when you had an advantage in the tournament, right? If your list had something that your opponents didn't, right? You had a huge advantage, right? It's like playing I don't know, like I don't know, like a Latios or Latias star, right? To knock out EXs, right? It makes sense, right? Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy, right? And the other thing too is that I don't think people take this format seriously, pre-release format seriously. I think that what they should do is if they should go back to the 6 packs, and then I would be putting championship points on the line, right? I would do that because it tests your skills not only on how to play your cards, but how to actually build a deck, right? And I think that's one of the key aspects on the Pokemon trading card game, right, is not just to just net deck something right off the web, like to just experiment with cards, right, and try things again, right? Like, I'm sure you've seen in the past 3 months, 4 months or so, how many videos have I done where I've recreated an old deck, right? And Single Strike Urshifu, my number one deck on my YouTube channel, right? I recreated that deck, right? It was good in the Evolving Skies format, right? And now it's not so good, but it's still really fun to play. And there's updated lists out there. Or what about the Turbozation, right? Turbozation Zamazenta. Back then that was really good during Evolving Skies format too, right? You play 4 Zacian, 2 Zamazenta, and 2 Oranguru. Right? So deck building is a key aspect in the game, and I just wish more people would take it seriously and just have some fun with it, right? Because you know what? Like the most important piece of advice that I could give to someone is the best player is not someone who can take the best deck and win with it, right? The best player is somebody who can take a not so good deck and beat a great player with the best deck. That's the test of true skill. And I just wish people would know that. So all right, so that's the pre-release deck, and then we'll just go over my pulls. So that's kind of part of it, but pretty cool. Pretty cool there. So we actually did pretty good this weekend, or actually the past 2 weekends, right? We've pulled just over. Actually, that's probably about the same as a box, right? That's about the same hits as a box through 5 building battles. So we got Finneon, Trip Gengar, Machamp, that's the pre-release promos, a Chandelure, Hisuian Basculegion, 3 Glass Dryer, right? Holo and reverse. A reverse holo Gengar, Sableye, Spectrier, another Machamp, 2 Radiant Steelix, a Volo, and then for like the actual V's and Trainer Gallery, we got a Magnezone, a Rotom, Galarian Berserker, 2 Hisuian Zoroark V, Hisuian Zoroark V-Star, Full Art Aerodactyl V, Full Art Giratina V, Trainer Gallery Pikachu, I love this one, Trainer Gallery Snorlax, Orbeetle VMAX, and lastly the boy himself, Black and Gold Pikachu VMAX. And that is it, everybody. There you go. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to leave a comment, on what you'd like to see in the next video. And pretty excited. So next week, Lost Origin comes out officially. So we're going to be having a pretty good opening on that weekend. Should be a box ready for me, which will be awesome. And super excited. So all right, awesome. Thanks everybody, and see you in the next video.